Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 2020 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. Now before we dive right in, I just want to say that these readings are coming from a place of love, light, and positivity to raise us up during these chaotic times. And I have to say that this is the best moon. This is by far the best moon to be in during this time of chaos and uncertainty and of feeling scared and overwhelmed. We are entering into the Libra full moon, and this is all about balance. This is all about love. This is all about connectivity and bringing us together with what is important and with more. And so here, it just really is something beautiful to be seeing. So I'm going to be moving your Moonology and your Queen of the Moon cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to give the tarot a beautiful voice with Luna, to really see what Luna is saying and the way the moon shows that we're going to be connecting with her. Yeah, that's it. And of course, the time period of this reading is from full moon to full moon. So it is from April 7th to May 7th. There we go. How will Gemini be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. Okay. So these right here. Show me clearly. Show me clearly. Show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay. So at the heart of everything, we have the Six of Wands, which is absolutely gorgeous. You are then crowned by the Hermit. And for this time of chaos and overwhelm, of being overwhelmed, I keep on getting the Hermit card for everything. And now, yes, this talks about isolation, but this is also the time period of August 23rd to September 22nd. So that is going to have a significance. Then we have the Chariot, which is a Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. Then we have the World. The world is opening up to you in a spectacular way. The sun is shining forth. You have the Six of Swords, the repeat of the number 6. You're really connecting with the goddess energy that is involved with the full moon in Libra. You connect with the goddess Venus during this time, and this is simply connecting with relationships, balance, beauty, and love. Then we have the Page of Cups, an amplifying of this Cancer energy, a water sign presence here, a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer. Then we have the Page of Coins, and this is so interesting that they're, parallel to each other. And then we have here, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Four of Coins, and the Eight of Wands. Things are really moving forward. This is kind of like, this is setting things in order. This is setting things in order. This is seeing a bigger picture. This is moving forward in confidence. This is the world opening to you, but I don't want it to seem like it's just going to kind of all open up. This is you opening your world. This is you sitting here really and going from having a drain on your energy, feeling overwhelmed, overburdened, which can definitely happen and definitely is a part of the transition from winter to spring, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, from summer to fall. There is this feeling that we're not doing enough. And so when it comes to that sort of feeling, the Four of Coins right here, and I know I'm skipping all the beauty of the moon, which I'll get to in just a moment, but with this feeling, it comes the sense of vampiric energy, the sense of being drained, and this is going to be because you're going to think that you should be doing more, that you should be out there more, and especially during the quarantine and, and being overwhelmed and feeling anxious, you're going to think there's more that I should be doing, and you're going to be putting more weight on your shoulders, which is actually going to make you feel more exhausted, Gemini. So this is saying be very kind to yourself. You're going to be birthed forward, because I really do see this as kind of like the opening to the womb and being birthed forward into the new world and into a world that you are creating, cultivating, and seeing. And then we have the sun right here, a celebration, success, bounty. So I just had to say that because it's shown through so brilliantly, and it's playing into the power of this full moon. Now, what we see here is that this full moon, the full moons in general, they are about power and they are about a connection with the divine. And so as you are embracing this power, as you are connecting with the divine, as you are moving forward, and this is going to be more of a sacred feminine energy. So yes, there can be a bit of force, a bit of determination to things, most definitely, because if you read, what is it? The Perfect Mind, The Thunder of Truth. It's a Gnostic text. I will try to remember to link it in the description box below. But it's one of my favorite Gnostic, there we go, text. And there's such force to her. It's really talking about a sacred feminine deity and or portrayal of God. And she is not this weak little maiden to be hidden away. There's a force to her. There's a power to her. There's a forgotten beauty that you are going to be embracing during this time. And yes, we can call this Venus. And why is this important? Because when we move into May is ruled by Venus. And right now we are in April, of course, and April is ruled by Mars. So Mars, in ancient Greek, Mars was called Aries, so we can equate Mars very much to the Emperor, to an Aries energy during this time, to the sense of force and passion, but also to the sense of claiming your throne. And when you have Venus, who is very much represented, in my eyes, to the Empress, you have this connection coming together. And why is this important? Well, in mythology, we know that Venus and Mars, that Aries and Aphrodite were lovers. And so you're going to have this connection between these times that is astoundingly powerful. And as you move forward in this connection, there is a sense here with the egg moon, which I love that this moon is called the egg moon. It's also called the pink moon, which makes me smile because pink is my favorite color. So here you have trust, and you have this being a supermoon. We came out of a supermoon time period. We're going to be going into another supermoon in May. We had another supermoon before, so this is like 4 supermoons. So this is a very intense time for all of us. So we are moving forward in trust, and as we embrace this egg moon, and we're also moving forward being taken care of, being surrounded by spirit, by our angels. They're sitting over us saying, this is my nestling, and I'm going to be taking care of you. And that is just such a beautiful feeling to have during this time. And as the supermoon comes, you are going to be seeing that you are attracting to yourself what is most needed. Now, during this Libra full moon, right, and it says right here, with the Libra full moon, it says win-win outcome is forecast. And then with the supermoon, it then says emotions are running high. Well, we already know that emotions are running high because of the change of the seasons, of winter turning into spring, of summer turning into fall. So emotions run high, and we can see ourselves being a bit more hard on ourselves, a bit more determined. You can feel yourself going a little bit stir crazy at times, Gemini. And what you're going to see here is with this Libra energy, you're going to see a focusing on relationships. So the win-win outcome is with relationships, but also a key component of relationships during this time is the relationship you have with yourself. Emotionally, you can see situations that put you kind of off balance. It's kind of like mending relationships that are off balance. They don't necessarily put you off balance, but it can be mending a bridge with somebody who you've had a difficult time with before. And with this Libra time period, it's about kind of taking the kinks out of the scale and making things steady, stable, secure, and bountiful as you move forward and as you embrace your emotional truth. And as you embrace your emotional truth, you are going to see yourself, especially by April 22nd. So April 22nd is when we have the new moon. And the new moon brings beginnings, and the new moon brings a new start to becoming. And the new moon is in Taurus. And Taurus says prosperity lies ahead. Now, why is this important? Because in May, we are moving into the Venus time frame. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and we're also going to be moving into the Taurus time frame. It can also. So here, it is very powerful, this ruling of Venus, this ruling of the heart. Money and security, stability, and love are going to be very, very important to you. It's going to be boiled down to money and, money and those that you love. And so those can become your main focus and kind of pull you out of serenity and put you into worry, doubt, fear, feeling overwhelmed. So it's going to be very important during April 22nd to center yourself, to focus on your prosperity, because really Taurus deals with prosperity. We can boil it down to money because, we can boil everything down to money, but we deal with here prosperity, and we deal with those that we love. And there's going to be this severe sense of wanting to defend those that we love, wanting to move forward in a very certain, very kind of peaceful, secure manner. And so that is really going to be one of the things that we focus on during this time. And as you are moving forward out of the new moon period, in May, you will move to the next full moon on May 7th, which will be in Scorpio. And it's time to release negativity. So as you're balancing the scales, it's kind of like as you're cleansing house, as you're seeing things, as you're decluttering your own mindscape, right? You are going to see that by the time May comes, you are more than willing to release negativity. And you're also very cognizant, very aware of this negativity, of the things that hold you back, of the things that kind of trigger you. It can be, what makes you mad, what makes you happy. And this leads you to a blossoming. Now, this is the flower moon, which I think is absolutely just sublimely beautiful. So you're blossoming forward in the flower moon. You yourself are flowering away from negativity into positivity to move yourself forward, to connect to the greater energy of this world. Why is this important? Because the compassion that Libra brings balances the world. So it can be, you know how when you're detoxing from something, okay? And you know how you can feel awful while you're detoxing, and it can feel like you have the worst cold in the whole entire world, or, something like that. That's what the detox can feel like in this world. It can feel like, oh my gosh, it's like it's just so much and it's being purged. And so it can make people feel overwhelmed and, agitated. And but then once that detox is done, once we have purged ourselves of negativity, and as we step into beauty, and it doesn't mean everybody will do it, but a large chunk of consciousness, a large chunk of people are doing it. And so we are moving forward. You are going to see a shift. And as you see this shift, this is Libra bringing the world into balance. And what's going to be very important to you, especially as we head towards May, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, if, it's starting to get warmer, or maybe where you are, it is already warm, you're going to see this huge connection with the sun. And during April, you are seeing this huge connection with the sun. The way you present yourself is going to be very important. Gemini, this is a time for pampering. This is a time to pamper yourself, take care of yourself, because you will be reflecting, just as the moon reflects the light of the sun, you will be reflecting the light of the sun and also the light of the moon. And this leads you to passion and to power and to this beautiful harmony of self and this kind of coming together as the lovers come together in the major arcana, and you yourself are represented by the lovers card. So with Mars and with Venus coming together as the lovers that they are, this is going to be very powerful for you, because this is a state of love for which your soul craves to live in. And as you move forward, we have the hawk spirit. Now, these are the spirit animals for this time. We have the hawk spirit and we have the wolf spirit. The hawk spirit says, let spirit be your guide. And now, with spirit being your guide, as a totem animal, the hawk shows us that this is a connection with a awakening of spirit. This is a connection with visions and with heightened and higher intuition. And as you move forward in this observation, in this sense of connecting with spirit, and you let spirit be the guide, because you are moving forward in this knowledge, the wolf spirit comes forward, and this is sharpened intellect, and this is strong intuition guiding you. So the wolf spirit says here, turn knowledge into wisdom. Turn knowledge into wisdom because you are brilliant. Turn knowledge into wisdom because your instincts are on point. And as you move into May, the spirit animals for May are the beaver spirit and the elk spirit. But I didn't have an elk, so I swapped it with an antelope, which was the closest thing that I had. And I thought, well, it does suit it quite well, because the elk spirit represents strength, stamina, endurance, patience in relationships. And it does show us moving forward. It's actually one of the strongest totem animals, spirit animals that you can have. And this says life is speeding up because you are embracing that stamina, you are embracing that endurance, and you are finding that you're in it for the long haul. And as you are in it for the long haul, you are laying a solid foundation, which is what the beaver spirit says. And the beaver spirit also represents ingenuity and persistence. It's like, I'm not going to be defeated. I am moving forward, which is exactly at the heart of this reading with the Six of Wands. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm moving forward. You have to remember to celebrate yourself, Gemini, because it's going to be so easy for you to sit there and say, I should be doing more. You're going to take it on, because the thing with Geminis is that, and I myself am a Gemini in what is it, tropical astrology, which is this main form of astrology that, well, not the main form, but this is this form of astrology that we kind of focus on in the Western world. In the Eastern world, it is Vedic astrology. So you can also find your Vedic astrology. I like to listen to my Vedic astrology and to my Western astrology because I just think it's just so entertaining to me. I just love it. The knowledge, the information feels so empowered. And so here, with the Six of Wands, you're moving forward in celebration. And with this time of the Libra time frame, the Libra full moon, it is so easy to give to everybody that we love and not to give to ourselves. And Gemini, we already have that tendency, because the thing with Geminis, and I was told this by my astrologer, and she's like, listen, I love Geminis, my husband's a Gemini, my son's a Gemini, I love you guys. But if you can stop listening to everybody else and start listening to yourself, she's like, you'd be unstoppable. But because you don't want to misstep and you don't want it to offend anybody, you can hold yourself back, which can be exactly the opposite way that people see us, because there can be this sense that at a certain point, you're like, oh my gosh, well, I'm just not going to make anybody happy, so why even try? So there can be this frustration. But here, with the repeat of the number 6, you have this huge connection with the goddess energy during this time, with Venus. And as you connect with Venus, you are moving forward in celebration. You are looking at yourself and saying, I need to celebrate me, my successes, but also I need to not berate myself for my failures, because it is so easy, Gemini, to sit there and say, well, you should have known better. You should have done better. I can't believe. And then you start down that spiral and it becomes overwhelming. It becomes crippling. And during this time, the last thing you want to do is make yourself feel like a failure. So as you're moving forward in celebration, you are going to find that you are disconnecting yourself from the need to have to hold on. So here with the Four of Coins, I really do see this as my minor arcana, well, as my vampiric energy, because I don't really have a major arcana one for that. So this is my vampiric energy card. It's kind of like, I need to hold on because there's something that is trying to harm me. And you see here how she's even using her pentacles as weights to hold down her skirts. It's kind of like, I need to protect myself. I need to have this shell around me so that I am not blown off course, so that nothing improper happens. And so here, what I recommend doing when the Four of Pentacles shows up is, I love envisioning this golden, beautiful light of the universe around me, and my angels holding these beautiful flaming swords. It's kind of like, and the imagery that I get from this is when, Eden was guarded off, the cherubim hold, or the seraphim, I can't remember, hold the flaming swords and guard the entrance. So here we have those angels that are guarding the entrance of paradise, okay, coming to us and saying, you are stopping yourself. And so by cutting away the golden light that is around us, they're also cutting away the impurities that we may not be able to see. And it's like sewer sludge. It's like that green, brown, that, you see in sewers. So they're cutting away that negative energy. And it's some of the negative energy that you might not even be aware of. So it cleanses you, it purges you of what has been holding you back. And as it purges you, you are going to find that you start turning inward. And you have the deer spirit here around you, which is gentleness, becomes a part of you as you turn inward, as you look at what you desire, what you want, what you need. And as you're looking at the place that you want to stand, you're going to see that, yes, of course, the light around you of the universe comes together, reforms instantaneously. And it's pure, it's brighter than ever before. And that is your beacon forward. You have this cat right here. Okay, you have the sparrow. We always underestimate sparrows, but sparrows, when they get together, they can take down huge birds. They can be a force for a hawk. or an eagle, because they work together as a family unit. And here, during this time, we're working together as a family unit of the human race. And so here you are moving forward. You are finding your awareness. You are looking at the light within you. And for some, we dim that light. We dim that light to be what other people want of us. We dim that light with all the chaos that is part of our world. And we sit there and we say, oh, later, one day, this is the day. This is the day to start. And this time frame, again, is the Virgo time frame, August 23rd to September 22nd. You're going to see this light really shining forward, really moving you forward. And as you do so, you move forward to the Page of Coins. Now, again, this is reiterating this Virgo energy, okay, or this Virgo person within your life, and it's time to kind of pull inward. It can be that this person is helping you see a truth about yourself that might have been ignored before, but this person is also, can be a little bit of a thorn in your side where you're like, I'll show you. I know my power. I know where I want to stand. And so you're looking at things anew. The pages are the messengers, are the students. And here you are taking in messages from your angels as you move forward. And as you take in these messages, they have to do with prosperity and they have to do with the heart. Now, you might have thought, Gemini, that they had to be very different. Well, the twins within you, the practical and the spiritual, are coming together. And you're going to see that you are a student of both. And as they come together, you embrace the sun. The sun is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. The sun is represented by a child right here, and this child is showing us to be childlike in the embrace of joy as the sun shines on us as we move forward. And as we embrace this sun, we see that things really do start to change. And as things change, we are given flight. We move forward. Now, also with the sun card, as things start to align for you, as you start to see your beauty, your power, your prosperity coming forward, and you shine with it, it can bring out jealousy in other people. So there is kind of like a double-edged sword with the sun card. When you're living your best life and moving forward in greatness, that's when people, say, oh, good for you, and then want to see you fall. So just be mindful of that, because sometimes it does trip you up when you're not expecting it. You're like, wow, why is this negativity coming at me, here when I'm just living my life and doing my thing? And it's because a lot of people have the mindset that there's only a finite bit of happiness in this world. You can only have this much happiness. And if you have it, it means they can't have it. And that is just a falsehood. So here, with the Six of Swords, you're gathering up your knowledge, you are gathering up your wisdom, and you are moving forward towards something greater, towards something more. You are protecting what you love. Again, it's kind of like, I'm really looking at this as a family coming together, moving forward. And it can be your angels, your spirit guides coming with you and saying, I have you. I'm guiding you. I'm protecting you. You are the child that I'm holding in my arms. Okay? You are that child. And you are loved. And so as your knowledge guides you, the world opens up. Because cognitively, intellectually, personally, you are seeing beauty open up to you. You are seeing yourself move forward. And as you see yourself move forward, or as you start to move forward within your mind, you start to see that the world cannot hold you back. You're starting to see that, wow, I deserve to stand here. I deserve to be this. And as you do so, you stand within the power of the world. You stand with your angels blessing you. You stand with the force of the universe around you. And that leads you to severing the negativity and moving forward in passion, in purpose, in power, and in dedication. And as you do so, your heart shines forward. You're taking in messages from the fish. And I love that idea of taking in messages from a fish because, well, it actually makes me think of Finn McCool in Irish mythology, where Finn McCool he got information from a salmon. And he got eternal wisdom from a salmon. Like he ate the salmon and he got eternal wisdom, or he sucked his thumb after touching the salmon. I can't remember it exactly. But that's what I see when I see the fish. I see that motif and in mythology. So it's kind of like this fish holds such great wisdom for us that we had not anticipated. And it comes from such an unlikely place. And so as you are embracing this wisdom, as you are looking at things anew, directionally, water sign energy points to the west. Okay? And earth sign energy points to the north. So you're following your north star. you're pointing to the west. The end of the day is going to be the most important to you, will have a lot of significance to you. So at the end of the day, you're going to be taking in a lot of information and gaining and moving forth with great understanding. And we see this with the Chariot right here, of what you desire, what you need, and what you want. And I love that we have the swans guiding the Chariot forward. So the swans can be strength that is hidden from us. You know, if we think of the children of Lear in Irish mythology, or is it just Celtic mythology? I think it's Irish mythology. So here, it is that moving forward. It is that transformation of self and of soul. And as you do so, you're embracing your beauty. You're embracing your blessings. You're saying, this is what I desire. Now, Cancer time frame is June 21st to July 22nd. And as you embrace yourself moving forward in passion, in beauty, and in understanding, you find yourself standing on this chariot, knowing that you are secure. Now, Cancer is an energy of love, of beauty, of truth, of understanding of self, and of power of purpose. Now, you can think of Cancers as very gentle energy because, yes, they are. But with them represented as the chariot, I was a bit confused because I was like, oh, if a Cancer is so gentle, why would they be represented by the chariot? Because I do very much feel like the cards that represent us in the major arcana are cards that represent our life theme. So once you know your heart, your love, your soul, yourself, you move forward with a force and ferocity that is absolutely astounding. So that's what a positive Cancer can do. When a Cancer is living in their positivity, they move forward with a love of the heart, a passion of the soul, and a divinely guided purpose that is unstoppable. And kind of like their love is what wins battles. And you might sit there and say, love doesn't win battles. Yes, because chariots back in the day, they were the tanks of their time. They were so much more than a foot soldier. They could go so much faster, inflict much more devastation, but also charioteers in ancient Roman times, would race around, and they were the NASCAR drivers of those times. It was the race that was absolutely deadly, but absolutely enthralling. And that is the race that we have with our own hearts, to live in love and joy with each heartbeat, with each passion that moves us forward. And as we see this, as we learn this, as we come together in this love, this light, this beauty, during this time of balance, truth, and the heart of relationships, we find ourselves embracing prosperity and again, moving away from the negativity that has kept us, as the coins anchor her to the ground, has kept us anchored to something smaller than we actually are. Your Queen of the Moon card, have to say, let's see. How will Gemini be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. All right. I love that. How will Gemini be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Taurus is going to be very impactful for you. So the time of the new moon, April 22nd, is going to be forceful for you. It's going to be intense. Okay? Okay. So we're starting off at the heart with growth. This brings us to a place of growth as we move forward in confidence, security of self, security of this is who I am, this is what I want, and this is how I'm moving forward. And as we embrace that, it's not cockiness, it's not, kind of being braggadocious or rude about things. It's just being comfortable within our own skin. And isn't that something that we can spend a lifetime looking to be, searching to be, accepting of ourselves? And as you're embracing that comfort within your own skin, we move to the South Node, which says, don't let the past hold you back. Do not let the past be the anchor upon your skirts, be the anchor upon you that is holding you in place and not letting you move forward. Because remember the old saying, I love this saying, the past is a country we have visited and cannot go to again. The present is where we stand right now, and the future is a country we have yet to discover. So here, this is living where you can never go to again, and yet the mind is keeping us there. So here, or the sense of the power of prosperity is keeping us there. It's kind of like, oh, if I could repeat this, if I could get that moment back, or if I could change things here, I would be better now. And the fact of the matter is, it's gone. The past is like butterflies on the wind. You cannot chase them back, and they have such a finite time anyway. So here it is saying we are to move forward. And as you move forward, you let go. You do not let the past have a hold over you. And you let go of the hold that it does have over you now. And this moves you to sovereignty. This moves you to being the queen of your own world, or the king of your own world, or the ruler of your own world. You're holding the moon within your hands. And you're saying, this is me. This is what I want. This is what I desire as I turn inward, as I embrace my power through the light of the moon, through the silvery beauty of the moon. There's a gentleness, there's a calm, there's a peace, and there's a coming together of what is considered astoundingly small, but it's also astoundingly powerful when each person comes together in a beauty and in a truth. And as you do so, as you come together in this truth, the full moon in Cancer says a personal issue reaches resolution, which brings you towards being a student of prosperity, which brings you towards looking at bounty the way that you want it, the seeds that you are planting. How will you be moving forward? Where is it that you want to be? And that leads you to a place of abundance because you are opening doors that seemed shut. You are looking at things that once seemed like, oh, this is going to be impossible. And now you're realizing that the impossible is becoming possible. And you're realizing that a lot of the limits that had defined you or that had defined your world were made up by somebody. They're not yours. It's either you inherited them through your DNA. It can be also a past life, something that comes up and you're like, wow, okay, what am I doing? How am I moving forward from this? And you're saying, I'm standing in my truth. It's not the truth of my parents. It's not the truth of my grandparents. It's not the truth of this life that I lived or that life that I lived. It's not the truth of my partner. It is my truth. And as you claim your truth, you move forward in abundance. And it brings the sun upon you. Think on your feet. There's this sense, and I don't want to say cunning in a bad way, but there's this sense that there is more to you than meets the eye. And so embrace it. Embrace it as you move forward. Embrace it as the blessings come. Embrace it as you see the light of the sun, because again, the sun is astoundingly important during this time. And so as the sun reflects off the moon, so will your passion reflect from your heart and lead you towards abundance. And that leads you to the full moon in Aries, which says a fiery climax approaches as change becomes you, as change becomes part of you. And that fiery climax leads you to a nourishment of the earth, of the soul, of the self, of your power, and it leads you to the Six of Swords. It leads you to mentally being able to move forward towards what you desire, towards where you want to be, towards what you are looking for. And that leads you to the balsamic moon, which says a time for healing. It leads to a time of healing for the world. It leads to a time of healing for yourself. It leads you to being reborn, to stepping into a new path, a new power, a new purpose, a new sense of being. And as you enter into this time of healing, you see that you don't let your past, you're not letting your past hold you back any longer. And you are embracing this fiery climax. You are embracing this passion of truth. And that leads you to having faith. And I love this. It's kind of like the goddess cradling the earth right here. It is very much the goddess cradling the earth right here. Have faith. Because we are protected and we are being healed. And this moves us to the Page of Cups as we embrace our heart, as we see wisdom, where once we saw silliness, where once we did not even look. Actually, that's what it is. Where once we saw nothing at all. There's wisdom that is coming forward, and we are becoming a student of it. And as we embrace that study, that truth, that passion, that understanding, it leads us to the full moon in Taurus, which says your dreams need a practical plan. As you are moving forward, as you are going after what your heart wants, there has to be a practicality to it. There is a sense of being grounded, of being stable, of looking at things and kind of ironing out the kinks. And as you iron out the kinks, you see that you reach a resolution to your problem, to the issue at hand, to what was holding you back. And then you release the past and you're boomeranged forward into the future with this passion, with this drive, with this beauty that becomes you. And your subconscious message for this time is you. It's the Lover's card. It is the time frames coming together of the moon, of Mars, and of Venus. It is the two aspects of yourself coming together. You're blessed by the angel. You are staying and embracing love. You are seeing things with power and with beauty, where once before you saw questions and fear. You are looking at two aspects of yourself, and you're finding the harmony between the practical and the spiritual. And you're seeing yourself move forward in the love that is brought to us by Libra. That is gifted to us, because if you look at the man and the woman and you look at the hands of the angel, you could very much see a scale right here and a balancing of that scale, of the beauty and the passion that we hold. And there's a quickness with this little greyhound right here. Okay, I love greyhounds. They're so adorable, but they're also like a greyhound puppy is just so intense. You have to clear out all the furniture when you have a greyhound puppy so that they could just have this place to run and run and run, because their bones are so very small that they can easily break them as they're, being the little acrobats that they are. So you're going to see here that there is this sense of how fragile it is when you try to charge forward without things being properly laid out. Yeah, without things being cleared away. And that's what you're seeing here. You're balancing the scales. You're moving forward in your love and your truth. You are embracing your passion. This is the essence of you as your subconscious, as your guiding light in the Hermit's lantern, as your guiding light as you move forward. And this brings you your sovereignty, your truth, your power. And this moves you to the subconscious message of the Queen of the Moon. This is change. Things are changing. With power, with force, with beauty, with purpose, things are changing. And you are embracing this change. You are changing the course of the moon. You are changing the course of your destiny. And what seemed impossible before becomes possible, becomes so much more. There is an opening, there is a brilliance, there is a beauty that is a part of you, and that becomes part of your soul and yourself. And this leads us to the subconscious message of the Moonology cards, which is you, the full moon in Gemini, you surrounded by the divine. And it says the answers you need are coming. The answers you need are coming, Gemini. And you are guided to something so much greater. All right, Gemini, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. I hope you have an absolutely blessed moon. And I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all. Bye.